Hi, good morning to one and all. Myself, A. Ramanjanelu. Today I am going to discuss about how to solve and how to draw shear force and bending moment diagrams for cantilever beam subjected to combination of UDL and point loads. In previous session we solved when a cantilever beam is subjected to point load, UDL and combination of UDL and point load. When the point load is acts at end of the beam. Suppose in this problem the whole length of the beam is applied a UDL and a point load is acting at not at the end point. Okay, go to the problem. Here the problem given that a cantilever of length 2 meters. The length of the beam is 2 meters and carries a UDL of 1.5 kilonewton per meter. 1.5 kilonewton per meter run over the whole length of the whole length. That means the whole length of the beam is carries a UDL load of 1.5 kilonewton per meter. Okay, and a point load of 2 kilonewton at a distance of 0.5 meters from the free end. Okay, the total length of the beam is 2 meters and the whole length the UDL is applying and also containing a point load of 2 kilonewtons is acting at 0.5 meters from the its free end. Okay, like that we need to draw the diagram. In this problem they not given the diagram of the beam, so that we need to draw based on the given data. Okay, first draw the cantilever beam with length 2 meters. The length of the beam is 2 meters. Like that we need to draw the one cantilever beam. Okay, it is the cantilever beam. I am considering the length of the beam is 2 meters. Okay, it is the length of the beam. Okay, the given as the length of the beam is 2 meters. Okay, like that we need to draw the one cantilever beam. It is the length of the beam. Okay, next, what they given? The beam carries a UDL of 1.5 kilonewton per meter run over the whole length of the beam, so that we need to apply the load whole length of the beam. It is the UDL load. The load given that 1.5 kilonewton per meter whole length. The load is acting on whole length of the beam, so that we need to draw like this. Next, a point load is applying at a distance of 0.5 meters from free end. It is the free end, it is the fixed end, and this one is free end, so that we have to apply a load of 2 kilonewtons at the midpoint. From here to here the distance is 1 meter, so that have to take the point load at 0.5 meters from the free end. Okay, it is the free end. Okay, the distance from this point to this point is 0.5 meters. Okay, so that the remaining length of the beam is 1.5 meters. 1.5 meters. Okay, like that we need to draw. Here the load, the given that 2 kilonewton point load. Okay, for this beam we need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams. Okay, for drawing the shear force and bending moment diagrams we need to calculate first the values of shear force at given points and bending moment. Okay, First we need to consider the points where we need to calculate, that is shear force and bending moment. That means at fixed end and free hand, and applied load, the point load is acting at point C, that is 0.5 meters from free end. At these 3 points we need to calculate the shear force and bending moment. Okay, here in this problem I'm going to converting these UDL load into point loads. Okay, it is one of the easiest method, okay, for drawing the calculating the shear force and bending moment. First I'm drawing the straight lines at point A, next point C, next point B. Okay, next I'm going to converting the given cantilever beam into the UDL load into point load. Okay, it is the beam, a given beam, that is point A, and this one is C and this one is B. Okay, the length of the beam from this point C to B is 1.5 meters. This is 0.5 meters and this length is 1.5 meters. Okay, here I am dividing this UDL load into 2 parts from A to C. A to C acting load, that is 1.5 kilonewton per meter. The distance is A to C is 1.5, so that the midpoint of A to C is this point. The load acting at this point is 1.5. I have to take the load 1.5 into distance. How much the load is acting from A to C is 1.5. Okay, therefore the final load 1.5 into 1.5 is 1.5 into 1.5. The value is 2.25 kilonewtons. 2.25 kilonewtons. It is the converted load, so that we cannot calculate at this point shear force and bending moment values. Okay, similarly from C to B also acting UDL load. How much the load acting means 1.5 kilonewton per meter, so that we need to calculate this load also. C to B is UDL load. I am converting it from UDL to point load, so that it will act at midpoint of CB, that is midpoint of CB is this point. The load acting from C to B is 1.5 and distance is 0.5. So that the value of converter load from C to B is 1.5 into 0.5, that is 0.75 kilonewton. 0.75 kilonewton. It is the converter load in between C to B. At point C, one point load acting, that is 2 kilonewtons. Okay, now we converted UDL load into point load, so that I have to place the distance from converter loads to the point to the point A, B, C. Okay, okay, like this we need to divide. Here 1.5 total from distance A to C is 1.5. It is the load acting midpoint of A to C, so that the distance from this point to this point and this point to this point is 1.5 by 2. 1.5 divided by 2, we will get the value is 0.75 and this length also 0.75, total 1.5. 0.75 plus 0.75, 1.5. Okay, similarly here acting 0.5, so that the half of the distance from C to B is 0.5, so that it is the midpoint, so that the distance from this point to this point is 0.25 and this distance is 0.25. Okay, the total value, that is 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.75 plus 0.75. the total value is 2, so that the total length of the beam is 2. Like that we have to divide. Okay, up to now we converted UDL to point loads. From this, as usual process, the first problem, whatever the method used to solve, the same method we have to use here. Okay, first we need to calculate shear force. Okay, here we have to calculate shear force at point A, B, C. Okay, shear force at point B. Here there is no load acting on the point B, so that we need to calculate only one, that is before and after load is not required. Here there is no load, so that we need to calculate shear force at B directly. Here there is no load, so that what happened, the shear force at point B is 0. Next, shear force at point C. In this C point there is load acting, on point load acting, so that we need to calculate shear force before and after. Shear force at point C, that is before load. Before load means we did not consider the load acting on the point C, so that we need to add the loads, that is right side of the C. Here right side of the C is acting only one load, that is one converted load, that is the value of this load is 0.75 kilonewtons. It is the value of shear force at point C before load. Similarly, we need to calculate shear force at point C after load. After load value, that means we need to consider the load acting on the point C, that is 0.75 plus 2. Okay, this is the right side of the C, that is one load, that is 0.74, and on the point C acting 2 kilonewtons, so that the total load acting at point C, shear force at point C is 2.75 kilonewtons. It is the total load acting at point C. Okay, now we completed point B, point C. Similarly, we need to calculate at point A. At point A, acting on reaction force, that is the total load acting on the beam is 2 plus 2.25 plus 0.75, that is 5 kilonewtons. Similarly, therefore, reaction at point A is 5 kilonewtons. Total load on the beam is 5, so that the reaction force is same. Whatever the load acting on the beam, the same load, the same force acting at point A, that is reaction force. So that at point A acting reaction force, so that we need to calculate shear force before and after load, that is without considering reaction force and considering the reaction force. Shear force at point A before load, that is right side of point A, having total 3 loads, 1, 2, 3, 2 converter loads and 1 point loads. Here 0.75 plus 2 plus 2.25 plus 2.25, the total load acting on the beam right side of A, that is 5 kilonewtons. 5 kilonewtons. Okay, it is the shear force at point A before load. Similarly, shear force at point A after load, that means we have to consider the reaction force. Right side of the A acting total load is 5 kilonewtons. Okay, minus reaction force is 5 kilonewtons, so that the value at point shear force at point A after considering the reaction force is 0. Okay, for this we need to draw the shear force and bending moment, shear force diagram at this point. For this we need to first draw the baseline. First draw the baseline. Okay, next give the points A, B and C. At point B the shear force is 0. Okay, similarly at point C before load is 0.75. Okay, it is the 0.75. Next, shear force at point C after load is 2.25. That means here the 2 kilonewtons is increased at point C. Okay, the total load shear force at this point is 2.75. Next, shear force at point A, that is 5 kilonewtons. It is the shear force variation from throughout the length of the beam. Okay, like that we need to draw the shear force. Observe here the variation from point B to C is inclined straight line. That means here the load is acting UDL, so that the variation from this point to this point is straight line, inclined straight line. Okay, next from point C to A also inclined line. Okay, D, this point is D, and this one E, and this one is F. Okay, after shear force at point A, after considering the reaction force, is 0. Okay, again it comes to 0 position. Okay, it is the shear force diagram, and this one is baseline. It is the shear force diagram. The shear force diagram is the values, all the values are positive, so that we drawn above the baseline, it is the positive value. Okay, it is the representing of shear force diagram. Okay, up to now we completed shear force diagram. At this point the shear force is 0.75 kilonewton, and this point is 2.75 kilonewtons, and this point here, this length is 5 kilonewtons. Okay, now we completed shear force diagram for the given beam. Okay, similarly we need to draw the bending moment for the given beam. Okay, for that we need to first calculate the bending moment at point B, C and A. Bending moment at point C. Here observe in the beam. At point B there is no load. There is no load means what happened? The shear bending moment value also 0. Bending moment formula, load into distance. Here the load is 0. What happens? So that the bending moment at point C is 0. Next bending moment at point, this is beam. Next bending moment at point C. At point C, acting on point C, acting one load, and right side of C acting one load. So that we need to consider these two loads. Okay, here right side of C acting one load, that is load value is 0.75. we need to place minus because the bending moment is hogging, that is negative bending moment. Therefore in front of value we place minus for cantilever beam. Okay, 0.75 into distance from this load to point C is 0.25. Okay, similarly here acting one more load, but the distance from 2 kilonewton load to C point is 0, so that it becomes 0. Therefore the value bending moment at point C is 0.25 into 0.75. Here the value is 0.1875. 0.1875. What is the units? Bending moment is load into distance. Load is we taken in terms of kilonewtons and distance is meters, so that the units for bending moment is kilonewton meter for this problem. Okay, next similarly calculate bending moment at point A. Here bending moment at point A means right side of point A having total 3 loads. Okay, we have to calculate for every load. First place minus of first load is 0.75 into distance from 0.75 to point A is having 0.25 plus 0.75 plus 0.75. It is the distance, it is the load, and it is the distance. Distance is 0.25. Total distance from this point to this point is 1.75. Okay, like that we have to add. Similarly the second load is 2 kilonewtons. 2 kilonewtons. The distance from this point to this point is 0.75 plus 0.75. Okay, next the third load is acting 2.25 2.25. Distance from this point, this load to this point is 0.75. Okay, then total, simplify this equation, we will get the value is, first one 0.25 plus 0.75 plus 0.75, the total distance is 1.75 into value, that is load is 0.75, that is 1.3125. 1.3125 plus second load, that is 0.75 plus 0.75 into distance is, okay, we got the value 3, and last load, that is 2.25 into 0.75, we'll get the value is 1.6875. okay, then add three values. Okay, 1.3125 plus 3 plus 1.6875, the total value is 6 kilonewton meter, minus of 6, here the value is minus, for this one also minus minus of 6 kilonewton meter. It is the value of bending moment at point A. Similarly, it is the bending moment at point C, minus of value, and bending moment at point B. For these three values, we need to draw the bending moment diagram. Okay. It is the baseline. Here, the three values is negative, so that bending moment is drawn below the baseline for negative. Okay. First draw the baseline, next give the notations A, B, and this point is C. At point B is bending moment is 0. Next bending moment at point C is minus 0.1875. Minus 0.1875. Next bending moment at point A is minus 6. Okay. Here the load acting on the beam is UDL. So that we need to draw the parabolic curve. Okay, from this point to this point, the value is 0.1875, and this point is it is 6 kilonewtons. Okay. This is the negative, and this one is bending moment diagram. It is the bending moment diagram for given beam. Okay, next this one is straight line, and this one is straight line, and this one is parabolic curve, and this one is parabolic curve. Okay, like this we need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams. Okay, for the given beam. Okay, here I am telling one clue. You need to follow this one during the shear force diagram, and this one is bending moment diagram. For point load, whenever we are acting point load, the shear force diagram is horizontal line from one point to one point. Variation is horizontal line. Similarly, for bending moment is straight line. Suppose when acting UDL, here the variation from one point to one point is straight line. Bending moment diagram is parabolic curve. Suppose we are acting UVL, that is uniformly varying load. Here the shear force from one point to one point is parabolic curve, and bending moment diagram is represented by cubic curve. Okay, it is the one of the important point to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams. Okay, it is about for the given problem how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. First we need to draw the beam based on the given data. Next, convert the UDL load into point loads. Next, calculate the shear force and bending moment at where the load is acting. That is, we did not calculate shear force and bending moment at converted loads. Okay, only at a fixed end and free end, and where the load point load is acting. Okay, here the point load is acting at point C, so that we need to calculate at point A, B and C. Okay, after that we need to calculate the shear force. Next, we have to draw the shear force diagram based on the shear force value. Similarly, calculate bending moment diagrams. After that, after calculating the bending moment values, draw the bending moment, variation of bending moment. Okay, these shear force and bending moment both are below the given beam. Okay, or beam. Okay, like that we have to draw. Okay, next it is the important point to remember during drawing of shear force and bending moment diagrams. Okay, it is the shear force and it is the bending moment. Okay, for point load case, the variation of shear force from one point to one point is represented in horizontal line, and bending moment is represented in straight line. And for UDL case, okay, it is straight line, shear force is straight line and bending moment is parabolic curve. For UVL means uniform varying load, the shear force variation is represented in parabolic curve from one point to another point. Similarly, bending moment is represented by cubic curve. Okay, thanks for watching.